Do you want to start finishing the projects that matter to you? Many people think that there's something wrong with them and that they just lack time and motivation to do the things they want to do, like exercising, reading books, and learning new skills. How wrong. There are certain principles of habits you need to know before you can start creating good ones. The reason why we procrastinate, struggle with keeping our promises, and fail at getting things done is that we don't understand how tiny habits really work. One thing all successful people have in common is that they take action consistently in the direction of their goals. They don't give up. They have developed the habit of taking action, and that's what we're going to talk about in this video. Hello and welcome to another Psychology Shark video. If you're not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, I invite you to do so. This is the best way to be notified of trending psychology hacks, tips, and tricks to help you reach high performance. Today, we're going to talk about how tiny habits can help you start finishing. But first, here's a short intro to what you're going to learn in this video and why it might be important for you. If you know the information, just skip ahead. Habits are the key to reaching your goals. By now, you probably realize how important it is to have good habits and how easy it is for them to make or break your success. Let's face it, if we want to go from good to great in any area of our lives, we need to look at our behaviors and make sure that they're leading us in the right direction. Habits are the key that enables you to leave your comfort zone and start building momentum towards any goal of yours. A small step done consistently every day is exactly how you get started. Why do tiny habits work? Tiny habits work because they're not too overwhelming to do and you can easily postpone them. The thing is, you just need to do a tiny habit for 1 or 2 weeks before it starts becoming a part of your skills. Tiny habits don't demand any big changes, and that's the whole point. By starting with something so small, we force our brain to replicate this behavior again and again, which will ultimately lead us to bigger changes. So if you want an easy way to start taking control of your life right now, take the next 7 minutes out of your day and let's jump into how tiny habits can help you. If you stay to the end of this video, I'll share my personal secret to make it all stick together. Number 1, small steps done consistently every day lead to big results. The whole point of a habit is that it becomes second nature. When we first learn something, there are 2 ways to go about it. One way is that you take big steps towards your goal and try to make all these changes at once. You know the feeling, don't you? For example, I'm going to go from weighing 250 pounds down to 205 pounds in just a month. I am so ready for this. It doesn't matter if you're talking about losing weight, building muscle, or learning a new language. If you want big results and think that they can be achieved overnight, you're setting yourself up for failure. The second way is that you take small steps consistently every day in the direction of your goal. You know this one as well, 1 word at a time, or just do 1 sit-up per day. This kind of micro behavior modification means working on yourself very slowly but consistently. I mean, you've probably already guessed that it's a better idea to take small steps, but why is this the case? Well, first of all, by taking small steps consistently every day, we're making sure our habits stick. And that's the whole point, right? To build lasting change. Instead of creating a really big gap between our actual behavior and the way we want to be, we're making sure every step in the right direction is reinforced. Number 2, small steps done consistently every day are easy to start. Why do so many people who have been dreaming about changing their lives for years never get started? Is it because they're afraid of failure or because they're not used to taking action? The reality is that when you first start pursuing a dream, it's really hard. What if I fail? Why should anyone care about what I have to say? It's so much easier to keep doing the same thing and stay in your comfort zone, but this doesn't help anybody. I think that one of the reasons why this happens is because we're setting goals that are too big for us. We think that changing our lives means making radical life changes like going back to high school, losing 20 pounds, or giving up on 20 years of bad habits overnight. We dream about these huge changes and then we drop them saying, I don't feel like doing it right now. And then we keep dreaming about the same goal over and over and over again. We just never get started because it's too overwhelming to take all these big steps at once. The problem is that when you're trying to change something in your life, you don't actually realize how small of a step you should be taking at first. You think that you need to do something big in order to create change and a lasting habit, so you set the bar too high. This is why I always recommend people start with tiny habits. By taking small steps every day, we're making sure not to overwhelm ourselves. We can easily postpone them or even try at one step per day. This is so much easier than trying to implement 20 new habits at once. Number 3, small steps done consistently every day allow you to be lazy sometimes. One of the biggest benefits of building tiny habits is that you can focus on making small changes in your life that will ultimately lead you towards success. You don't need to worry about implementing 100 habits each week or even about changing your personality overnight. I know both of these things sound really great. It's nice to think that we can change our lives in an instant, but the truth is that this never happens and it's not actually possible. Instead of stressing out about changing everything at once, you can start with building small habits. These are so easy and they translate into big results within a few weeks or months. Even if you feel like they're not enough, it's better than doing nothing. Number 4, small changes done consistently every day can help you break your limiting beliefs. Changing our lives is all about breaking through the barriers we have set up for ourselves and letting go of the old, comfortable life we know so well. This means that sometimes when things don't go as planned, we can get angry or confused and start doubting everything about our lives. This is bad because every time we doubt ourselves, we're actually reinforcing the old beliefs we have about our lives. Every time things don't go as planned, it means that our new behavior isn't working out. And in turns, that reinforce the belief that we can't change anything or do anything right. By building tiny habits instead of huge goals, we're letting go of our limiting beliefs. We're showing ourselves that we can make changes in our lives and that we are capable of doing things differently if we want to. We're also learning how to deal with problems because changing our lives is all about finding solutions instead of complaining or looking for excuses. Every time a new problem arises, we can learn how to handle it and solve it quickly. Number 5, small changes done consistently every day allow you to track your progress. Are you someone who's always quitting halfway through a grand project? Are you someone who never finishes anything because things are moving too slowly? If so, I think that you really need to start building tiny habits. I know that sometimes when it's too overwhelming to take a step back, we can just fall behind and give up altogether. This is really bad because once you lose your momentum, it's hard to get it back again. By taking small steps at first, we're making sure that we don't delay the process or fall back behind. This is great because it will allow us to quickly see the progress we're making. It's much easier to stay motivated when you know that you're closer than ever before to achieving your goal. Number 6, small changes done consistently every day allow you to spend less time working on yourself and more time enjoying life. I'm sure that you've met someone who's always working on improving themselves. They're in a constant search for knowledge and they're trying to better themselves every single day. This is a great quality, but it's also exhausting. Doing this all the time makes us stressed out, frustrated, and unhappy. It doesn't matter how much we know about ourselves, it still doesn't make us better people. Instead of constantly trying to work on yourself, you can just start with making small changes and stop worrying so much. This is great because it allows you to spend more time enjoying life. How cool is that? As you can see, tiny habits are easy to implement and they come with great benefits. They're perfect for people who don't have a lot of time on their hands or those who need help getting started changing their lives. If any of these sound like something you could use right now, let us know. I'd love to see you get your life back on track. There's a few things that can make this easier and faster. Check out these simple resources in the description. Which one of these steps seem most interesting? Thanks for watching this video. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button to help more people like you. See you in the next video, and until then, take care.